Hey, what's up grinders, I am S0-W21 and today in this Gems of War video we take a look at the PvP teams for the week 21 of Season 0. Let's hop into the action. Per usual, we start from the Bay of Stars, restricted by Divine Troops this week. We can use Takshaka, and the enemy is using Takshaka as well. They are using the Mercy route. In this case, Mercy starts empowered and cleanses all allies, also gives a little bit of life and transforms purple gems to yellow. Um, Pretty good idea, for sure, against Elementalist and Freeze in general, but we are counting actually for the Takshaka third trait in this case. A Rainbow Skills trait creates times 3 wildcard when my turn begins, so as we start the fight we get 2 of those wildcards and hopefully get our Wand of Stars up, and then we can bless our allies when we create those elemental stars and get rid of the possible freeze. Why I'm bringing Ulor over here is because this is Blood Frenzy region today, and Ulor has the ancient Jill third trait that freezes and fairy fires a random enemy when matching blue gems. The fairy fire will definitely help against Blood Frenzy enemies, especially when we have to get rid of these Takshaka troops. We're using Elementalist for the protection and in general just the best class in overall. Let's try how we fare against Mercy and a couple of those Takshakas. So, if the start goes wrong, it is very possible that we are going to get pummeled over here. There's no extra turns, except now there is, and I think that was yellow gem. Anyways, we aren't frozen, that's very good news, so we are going to take that. Then we take this, and our wand is going. Let's take those extra turns to inflict the freeze. Now we just really have to connect the extra turn and get our Takshakash going, and hopefully inflict the Fairy Fire as well. I think we failed miserably, but the Cascades help a little bit. The Fairy Fire is on. Do we have any extra turns? I don't see any, so we are just going to try and loop again. That worked just fine, and I think we are going to get rid of their hero. 134 true damage and 50% from that is what? 60, 70 something. Yep, this should be a kill. Or it isn't. 2 life remaining, but that's fine. We take that, and we take that, and now we get rid of their hero for sure. Another Takshaka cast over there, and now we gotta get rid of the last Takshaka. That's a match. I think you are going to get losses over here if you are going to play with this Blood Frenzy region. Those Takshakas, they are nasty. You could maybe try something like double empowered approach. For example, we could use Mercy, and there are some other divine empowered troops like, yeah, Veneratus. So you could do something like this and change your banner to yellow, brown, purple. Yeah, this could work. You can get the cleanse, and you have 2 ways to generate extra turns to your wand, and then you just try to get rid of the enemies with your Taksaka. Moving on to Winter's Reach with Khaziel restriction this week. And I think we've had a few of these Khaziel weeks already. So we are going with the Impress route. This troop gives magic plus 1 to all skills on the last ally, and there is a 7% chance to get an extra turn for each green gem on the board. The boost ratio is times 7. The good Jarrett trait grants a random status effect to a random ally when an ally casts a spell. That's very nice. You can get something like Bless or Enchant or Enrage, etc. Also Barrier, of course. We're using Apothecary, who transforms a selected mana color to brown and cleanses all allies. It's very useful against most of these teams because you have to fight against Elementalist. The Elemental Force third rate stuns and freezes and burns and entangles a random enemy when matching extra turns, so it's really useful to get rid of the freeze and entangle especially. And of course, if the stun hits, that's going to be a problem as well. We're using Mountain Crusher, good old Mountain Crusher, who explodes magic amount of brown gems. And also, if we check the upgrades in this weapon, also creates a dust storm when you cast it, and a Dwarven upgrade gives all brown allies 2 mana as well. So you get 2 mana to your Mountain Crusher and your RES. RES over here, you deal something, in my case, something between 93 and 187 damage to the first enemy. If they die, he explodes 8 gems. So the problem most of the times is just to get rid of the hero, because they are using Elementalist, and when they match brown gems they are going to be barriered, so you can't kill them through the barrier in this case. But you can use Mountain Crusher or Apothecary to maybe inflict the or trigger the lightning strike from your Elementalist traits over here. Yeah, um, I think this is pretty good team, to be fair, to use over here. Then this is a Blood Frenzy region as well. Good test. Let's try. So we want to check the extra turns and really get our Mountain Crusher going. Maybe we could... yeah, there's an extra turn and we can take that. Right, very, very nice. We can't take this green over here because we are frozen. However, I think I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to cast my Empress and hope for an extra turn. 70% chance, or is that 77% chance? Let's try. Oh, we failed miserably. Okay, well, let's take that. Now we could take that as well. To inflict the freeze and other things, we are dealing something between 223 or 447. And does this have spell reduction? However, they are stunned. I think we are going to explode the board and generate mana to our Empress and do another cast to our Aries, and maybe we can get something good happening now. Now this could be a kill. I think I try my luck over here. Yeah, baby, that worked well. Now it's time to cast Apothecary to blues to get the cleanse in, and I think we are exploding the board, and hopefully we can keep our turn. We get rid of the enemy barrier, we got the extra turn, and now hopefully this is a kill. No, it isn't. Time to do another Empress cast so that we actually ensure to kill next time. And again, time to cast Apothecary. Very slow battles. Purples to brown. There. Now we do this. Then we do Explosion. Then we do this. And generate a last of the mana to Aries. Actually, it is up already, and this is a match. Excuse me. There. A little bit slow going on the Blood Frenzy region, but I think this team gets the job done. Next on the line, Aidania with brown restriction. So the usual stuff, I'm showing you the Stella team with the Kraking. And versing Soothsayer. Stars empowered, and you choose a purple gem, and he will destroy its row and column and feeds Wand of Stars so that you get the thing going. We're not going to play over here. I've showed this team plenty of times, so you can use this, or you can use whatever your brown favorite team is. Right. Towards the Ancient Khet with elemental restriction this week. I think this is the first time we see elemental restriction, and Lena is using pretty good team, yeah. The Maraji Queen gives 50% start to all elemental allies. Mr. Alus, a very good troop, deals magic plus 4 splash damage to 1 to 4 random enemies, then jumbles the board and gains an extra turn, and the enchanted winter turret enchants all allies on extra turns. They're using Wand of Stars with Elementalist, so everything gets a 50% start over here, and it's a good team, and probably worth using, to be fair. We're using the Phoenicia route, we're using also Wand of Stars up top. Then we're using Phoenicia, deals magic plus 1 damage to all enemies, boost by red gems and burning enemies. And if there is a firestorm, she deals double damage. For the firestorm, we bring Magma Dragon. Magma Storm third rate conjures a lava storm when my turn begins. That is a red-brown dual storm and is considered as a firestorm in this case. Backup damage dealer deals magic plus 1 AoE damage to enemies, boost by red and brown gems. And we're using Maraji Queen to give 50% start to all. And remember, if there are some kind of submerge mechanic included in the enemy team, you can always curse enemies by casting this Maraji Queen, but keep in mind that it would be great to have green to skull extra turn alignment when you cast Maraji Queen. Of course, you can curse the enemies with Wand of Stars as well, but I prefer to always cast Elemental Stars option if possible. Let's try this team, how we fare against Mistralus and company. You gotta check for the extra turns for sure, and hope that the freeze doesn't slow you down much. We can take this. We can take this as well. And now our wand is going. We can't take these reds because our Maraji queen is frozen. So we are going to cast our Wand of Stars and hope that we connect the extra turns. And of course we did. Now time to check for the extra turns. Let's take that. And that as well. Plenty of extra turns because of the dual storm. But hey, that doesn't worry me at all. It's of course great to get all those nasty status effects on the enemies. Now we can cast Phonesia. Pretty heavy damage, 166 damage points, and we could. This isn't enough for a kill, so we are going for the extra turn from the Wand of Stars and do another Phonesia cast. There. This is a pretty speedy team as long as you get the Wand of going right off the bat. Next we go to Geheron with red restriction, and the same as in the brown restriction, we're not going to play over here. I prefer the silence route with these colored regions. Wand of Stars, Sterix, and Merlion is the silencer in this case. Deals magic +2 damage to an enemy and a random enemy, and if they are already silenced, he will deal double damage, and if they aren't silenced, he will silence them. Good news is that he's impervious, so cannot be frozen at the start of the fight. So basically, we're seeing Gimlet over here, who starts empowered to transform green gems to brown and feed our Wand of Stars. Then we cast Wand of Stars, and once our Merlion is filled up, we are going to cast it on the enemy troops. If they are using Wand of Stars, you really want to cast Merlion on the weapon, but in this case, I would probably cast Merlion and the Centurion. You can use this kind of build over here, or you can use Taxagas in the red region. It's up to you what you prefer and what you can use. Right. Broken Lands with a night restriction this week. We are fighting against Lord Kai, and Kai is using Champion of Guard, Doomed Blade, Sir Quentin Hadley, and Champion of Anu. Pretty nice setup over here. Champion of Guard, very beefy troop, and gains some armor, and creates a mix of 22 blue and red gems. The blues feed the blade, in this case it seems, and Doomed Blade can convert those red gems into Doom Skulls. Sir Quentin Hadley gives 50% start to all knight allies, and Champion of Anu. This is actually something to keep in mind when you are testing teams over here. This troop silence, stuns, and drains all mana from an enemy, and then deals magic +6 damage to them and all enemies below them. So for example, if enemy is using Wand of Stars over here up top, and you get Champion of Anu going before them, you can cast Champion of Anu on the top Wand of Stars, which will be silenced, and you will deal AoE damage to all of these troops over here. We are using a little bit different route. I actually tried Champion of Anu over here, but I had to spam Wand a little bit too much to get Champion of Anu going, so I preferred to bring Tourmaline because it uses brown mana. We are using Elementalist for the protection as always, but it also creates Dust Storm at the start of the battle, so there will be plenty of brown gems. So when we cast Wand of Stars, those brown gems will connect and feed our Tourmaline a little bit better than it does to Champion of Anu. We're using double empowered route over here. Herald Damnation starts empowered and converts blue gems to purple, then curses and burns the strongest enemy. This is good to keep in mind. If their hero is the strongest enemy, they will be cursed and then can be stunned with extra turns as well. And that's a pretty good thing to keep in mind. Lamash 2, the other empowered, converts yellows to purple and deals magic +2 damage to the weakest enemy. Right, so we are using double empowered to feed our Wand of Stars, and then we just try to get rid of the enemies with Tourmaline. Let's try. We gotta check for the blues to purple and yellows to purple, and we have plenty of alignments all over the board. Let's cast our Herald of Damnation. Our wand is up, and we like that. I think we're casting, yeah, let's hope for an extra turn. I think we got it, yep. Then we check for the extra turns, I don't think there's any. Right, then we cast our Tourmaline, and we are going to drain some mana from the enemies as well. Actually 7 mana points it seems. We're going to recast our Wand of Stars. And I think we connect extra turn, that's nice. Then we do another cast with our tourmaline, we mana drain and deal AoE damage. Now you could check if you see some blue to purple or yellow to purple, or you can just go and cast your Wand of Stars. And hope that you align the extra turns. I think we need one more cast. Let's do this. And is this a match? It isn't. So let's take that, then take that. Now we're going to do this and a couple more enemies to get rid of. Spam the wand and hope for the extra turns. We could do this and get rid of the last enemy. I think there might be some little bit better approaches, but I kinda like this one too. Moving on to Samurai with Bright Forest restriction this week. We are using the Emerald Ring route over here. This is one of these boss dragons. Deals pretty heavy AoE damage and summon a Leaf Storm at the start of the battle and gives 2 magic to all green allies when matching green gems. We're using Mystic Manuscript over here. This is Bright Forest Kingdom Exploder, explodes mass +1 purple gems, then grants a random status effect to all Mystic allies and can summon a Mystic troop if you have troop slots available. We're using Elementalist for the third trade, and this build would be better if I used Emerald Ring here in the second position. However, I kinda want to keep the Emerald Ring in the third position, because if I use this way, then as Emerald Ring summons a Leaf Storm at the start of the battle, the Elementalist Storm Aura is going to override that Green Storm, and we have to fight with a Dust Storm. So most of the times the enemy is going to use Elementalist and they have this Dust Storm available, but for those cases when they don't, then I prefer to have it this way and enjoy the Green Storm. Florian, Elemental Fae from Bright Forest, and this has the Nature's Death third rate that summons a Leaf Storm when an enemy dies, so that's something to keep in mind. And I can also drain up to 12 mana from an enemy and then create green gems equal to the mana drained. So if we have the Green Storm, we can pretty much connect extra turns when we cast this Florian on a troop that has at least 12 mana to get the maximum amount of mana drain going, and again gem creation as well. Most teams start with Leprechaun, so if you get your Florian going, you can mana drain Leprechaun and get 12 green gems on the board that you can then explode, for example, with your Leprechaun, etc. Let's try this team against this Nutrak that doesn't have any claws equipped, it seems. Should be easy to fight in that case. No extra turns, we're going to explode the board. We get our Florian going, and I think we are going to take those, and then we are going to mana drain their Trickster's Shot for sure. There we got our dragon going, and we are going to cast it. Pretty nice AoE damage. And it's good to keep in mind that if you can connect these giant green gems, those are going to grant plenty of mana. So we can do that, but we can explode the purple gems and hopefully get something out of that. There. Nice cascades. Still rocking. I think we are casting our dragon, and this is a match. There. And next we travel to Maraji Expanse with Mystic Restriction. I'm going to go with the B route with Wisp over here. Yeah, this is perfect. Aquaticus deals light splash damage to 3 random enemies, explodes half of the blue gems on the board. It has the tsunami trait that submerge all allies when matching extra turns. So 1 extra turn and Aquaticus is going to submerge everybody over here. What we can do though, we can curse them with Wand of Stars to get rid of the submerge, or we can use Wisp. This troop is stealthy and starts with 75% mana and dispels all enemies. Then charms a random enemy, then jumbles the board and gains an extra turn as long as the troop isn't frozen. Can't figure out if this is he or she. So, yeah. So we are using double B, Wand of Stars and Wisp. Elementalist can stun, of course, Aquaticus, but usually they get the submerge going anyways. Let's try this team. The enemy is using Deadlock, Dreylock, and Chronos. And of course they're using Wand of Stars. So if you spot any extra turns, you can take those because Beatrix, Royal Honey, third rate cleanse all allies when matching extra turns. But I don't think we have any extra turns over here, so we're just going to try to get our wand going. We could take those brown gems to get the barrier. Now we can take these. And now actually their Aquaticus is stunned right now, so that's good news. So we just spam our wand and get B going. Try to keep the loop going. If not, we could maybe cast Wisp over here, get rid of the enemy barriers, and jumble the board and check that out. A green extra turn. We can back to spamming. And now it's time to cast Wand. And we proceed with B casts. Oh, we failed miserably. That's fine. Now the enemy got the Elemental Stars going and the Bless going, so it's time to cast Wisp. Get rid of the Bless. And we go back to B spamming. And one more B cast, and this is a match. Yeah. Right, Wisp is very good troop, for real. And towards the last region, Southwild restricted by green troops this week. I suppose we could take a fight over here. We are fighting Stella, and we're using Stella. Wand of Stars, Stellarix, Beatrix, and Leprechaun. The reason why I'm using B over here is because, again, of the Royal Honey third rate that cleanse all allies when matching extra turns. Let's figure a situation that your Stellarix is frozen at the start of the fight and the board has plenty of extra turns. You can't take those, but if you have B in your lineup, the first extra turn you take, B is going to cleanse all your allies and you can take all the remaining extra turns as well. So that's why I prefer Beatrix in these green regions. Let's try how we fare against this double Stella build. These are kinda coin flip situation. Well, you are going to win more than 50% of your fights. But you are going to take some losses as well. No extra turns it seems, so just gotta cast Leprechaun and pray. We got our wand going, not many greens. We gotta cast our Wand of Stars now and hope for extra turn, which I think we got. Nope, we didn't. Let's take that and that. And now we cast our Stellarix and hopefully we get an extra turn, which we got. And is this a match? I think it is. No, the goddamn spell reduction always come into play. But anyway, that's how it usually goes. Sometimes you get pummeled because of bad start. That happens. Gotta lose sometimes, man. Anyway, the usual stuff. Comment, like, subscribe. Has us off. Peace out.